right? The level mitigation. And your first target is going to be over here. This is going to be your first target, but ideally you want to be going for 2s and 3s off, right? This trade again really had high potential, which I wasn't able to catch myself to that level anyway, but this trade really panned out. We are going to discuss how you could have taken advantage of order flow at this area. So we're going to be dissecting price in this region, in this region, and in this region, right? So these are the three regions we are focusing on as an order flow and ICT trader. And the way we do that is by coming onto this thing here. So this is the same chart on NQ, and we're going to be dissecting again what happens over here, and over here, right? So when we come into a fair value gap, there's essentially a few things I'm looking for. This video, I'm really going to begin to sum it up in a way that traders can understand. When we come into a bullish fair value gap, we want to know that aggressive sellers are not being rewarded. So when we come into a bullish fair value gap, which is essentially what we've come into over here, right? So price over here is coming to a bullish 15-minute fair value gap. Yeah, 15-minute fair value gap. What is happening in these circled regions? Well, let's kind of break this down. So what we're seeing is aggressive sellers fail. Aggressive sellers fail. Aggressive sellers have failed to take price lower, and price is actually broken above this zone. Now, to quickly go over the delta once again, the delta is essentially the ask minus the bid. So when you have a red delta, this means that the bid is negative, which means that there's more aggressive sellers than there are aggressive buyers. Now think about this from a trading perspective. When you come into a bullish fair value gap and price is aggressively selling off, but the market can't break this zone, right? So what you're seeing essentially is you're seeing a ton of aggressive sellers within this region. This region is full of aggressive sellers over here. Now when we go back to the footprint charts, we're beginning to dissect this as a shift of the delta, a shift of aggressive sellers to aggressive buyers. What we're seeing is aggressive sellers fail, aggressive sellers fail. Aggressive sellers have failed to take price lower, and price is actually broken above this zone. This is the first sign that the fair value gap is strong. The one strategy you could use at this particular area is once you've seen that aggressive sellers haven't held over here, you can position yourself for a long trade over here, right? So you can have a stop loss below this area, and you can target this high over here for a nice 1 to 1.5 or even a nice 1 to 2 hour trade. That is one way you can trade the markets, and that is a very profitable strategy.